Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at 10 legend teams from the community in the Open Great League. Those are teams that were shared online from people who already hit legend at this point of the season, so hopefully it's going to help you out for the next week of Open Great League. Yeah, today we're going to have 10 interesting teams here and we can start right into the first one. Of course, if you enjoy those videos, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, but the first here team is going to be a team around the Regidrago, which is going to be a team actually that I tried out myself. And as you didn't see a video on my channel towards this team yet, you also know that I did not really enjoy this team that much, but this was also, I don't think, a fair perspective on the team. I do think that this team still works out quite well. The main idea I think behind this team is that you kind of want to win the lead matchup, which you can definitely do with Regidrago quite easily. I never got a single time a Breaking Stripe debuff, which is completely changing most of the matchups for this Pokemon. Regidrago itself is still a very, very good Pokemon in the current meta. It's a bit of a tricky one to use though, sometimes because of the debuff chance, but as we will see here as well, we're going to have Scizor on the back, which is an interesting shout to have this Pokemon as a closer, and we're going to have the Stunfisk as well here. This team itself is going to be quite interesting, quite solid. You're going to have a Stunfisk also a good answer against other Steel-type Pokemon, for example, that Regidrago doesn't want to face. The Scizor I think is most likely dependent on what you encounter in the lead, and you go for most likely the worst version of what Pokemon you kind of want to go into. I think that is the most, smartest idea, but I could see actually that Stunfisk the main Scizor of those, generally speaking. I feel like that it's a very, very risky task to go for the Scizor Scizor. There are a lot of fire types currently in the meta. Moving on, we're going to have a legend team here that I want to try out for sure. Taffysta's legend team, you maybe even, I don't know when this video is actually going to drop, so we're going to have here Taffysta's legend team with Tinkaton and Moltres as well as the Moltres, Moltres with Air Slash, Dark Pulse, Air Relays. We're going to have the clear weakness here of Dedenne and Stunfisk. Like, those two Pokemon are basically nearly impossible to deal with. Dedenne a bit easier because still Tinkaton has a bit of play. Against Stunfisk you kind of auto-lose, but it got her to legend. So yeah, again, also fellow YouTuber, definitely check her out as well there. This is an interesting team. They already have their YouTube channel up there as well, already a video for this team, so definitely check it out. They went on a 10-0 run. That was just recent, like this day while recording this came out, so definitely check out the video towards it. But again, I want to give it a try as well. Here we're going to see a team that is going to be an interesting one as well with the Digger Speed, the Tentacruel. Not too sure about the moveset. I just went for the standard Poke moveset here on this Pokemon. I've seen other versions as well. I think actually the most common version that I've seen is Poison Sting Tentacruel. But yeah, again, it depends really on what was happening here. I just went for the stand one because they didn't show the moveset at all. So this is going to be an interesting team here as well. You have a double ice weakness in the lead as well as the closer here with the Moltres. So yeah, basically the worst Pokemon to encounter for this team is going to be that Dewgong, which also has drill run coverage for the Scizor that we have here. But generally speaking, cool team here. You have a electric type weakness on the back, but you're going to have a clear answer on the lead. So it's kind of an ABBs that are aligned for the electric type weakness. And yeah, generally speaking, very good team. I don't really see a big issue with this team. It's a very, very neutral team. I think you're going to have most likely some good success with trying out this team here. Next up, we're going to have a team that we already showcased on the channel. There's already a video out for this team and it worked out super, super well. I would really recommend you to give it a try. This is going to be a team where I know the moveset of Tentacruel, which is Poison Sting, Scald, as well as Blizzard, which is kind of interesting. And this team was super, super nice for me as well. I went way positive with this team, even though it doesn't look that great on paper. It actually is quite solid. Yeah, Grass types actually quite okay for this team because your backline can deal with it, so it's not really the worst there. But also Grass types are currently not really that common in the meta other than Credilli. And Dewgong does super effective damage, and Tentacruel has a positive matchup here as well. So like, it's not a bad matchup at all, and also you don't have any fast move pressure against your lead of the Quagsire, which can still do some damage against the Credilli. So again, I guess Ferret would be also still a little bit of a difficult Pokemon to deal with this team, but this team definitely worked really, really well for me. And again, there's a video already on the channel if you want to check out some gameplay with it. Next team here is more of like a really classic one. We're going to have a Water, Fire, Grass Core. We're going to have the Azumarill, we're going to have the Typhlosion, we're going to have now access to Jumpluff here. Jumpluff is going to be an interesting Pokemon as well for this team. But what is actually the most interesting thing here is that we're going to have a team that has a clear weakness generally, like Water, Fire, Grass core has the weakness of Dragon-type Pokemon. But this team can not really deal with them, because you're going to have here the Dragon-type answers of Azumarill as well as the Jumpluff. And so this is going to be a team here that you definitely can use also against Dragons. The real weakness here, I guess, is Lapras. Lapras has access to Ice Beam and, what's called Scalbish. But the thing here is that for this team, you kind of need both. So, like, Lapras has a syndrome here that he needs kind of 3 different charge moves, which it doesn't get here. So, like, there's always going to be one Pokemon that's kind of alright against it. It's either going to be the Jumpluff or it's going to be the Azumarill. So, it's kind of, yeah, an interesting fact there. And also, again, Typhlosion is actually alright against Lapras because of the Thunder Punch. So, like, there's actually next to no real answer to this team. It's really, really good. So, definitely give this team a try. Next up, we're going to have a team here from Mount Dewgong. We're going to have, I think we actually showcased this team as well. You definitely showcased this team as well already in the channel. Definitely check it out. This was a Shadow Scizor closer team. So the sales up here is going to be the Lapras. This team worked out super well for me as well. Definitely give this team a try here. The Scizor on the back was really good. Gligar is the main Pokemon, though in my opinion, Gligar is such a good Pokemon in the current meta. It's very difficult for a lot of people to deal with this thing because it's just so spammy, and the typing itself is so great defensively. Yes, you have the weakness to water as well as ice, but that's basically it. And yeah, this is going to be one of the coolest teams that you can run currently as well. Again, already a video towards this team on the channel. Give it a try, check the video out. We can move on to the next team, where we're going to have here the Swampert, as well as the Credilli, as well as the Talonflame. The only real weakness here is going to be the Golisopod, really. Corsola a tiny bit, I guess, as well. Jellicent, I guess Jellicent also can be a bit of an issue for this team. But it's, again, a Fire, Water, Grass core, which we had already, which seems to be a very solid idea in the current meta, which I find quite interesting, because it has never really been the case that this is like something that you would want to run as like a meta core. So yeah, that is kind of an interesting one here in my opinion, but it's going to be it for team number 7. Very, very simple though. Like, we have like Talonflame, Swampert core, which is, yeah, Talonflame in order to deal with grass type Pokemon. Credilli, our Scizor there, has Acid, which is super effective against grass type Pokemon. Swampert only has the one weakness against grass type Pokemon. Talonflame has the weakness against water, as well as electric types and rock types, which mainly can be dealt with these Swampert, other than like really water type Pokemon. But like water type is still neutral, so yeah, I don't know. Like, this team definitely works out quite well. I do think that this team definitely is worth trying out. And we can move on to team number 8, where we'll encounter the interesting team here from Hypno, which is going to run Lapras, the Typhlosion, as well as the Gligar. Looking at it, I assume that Typhlosion is the safe for this team and Gligar is the closer. I do think that this is most likely what's going on here. Going to make the most amount of sense, because Gligar helps you out quite a lot with the weaknesses of Lapras. Lapras being weak to fighting and electric and rock, which is all moves or like types that Gligar can deal with. Gligar being weak to water and ice is something that Lapras can deal with. So I assume that Typhlosion is your safe here. Issue for this team is going to be mainly Jellicent and the Greninja. Those two Pokemon can kind of wall this team here quite well. But again, also if Typhlosion kind of gets an energy advantage, or you have Greninja against the Gligar and Gligar has 2 shields, you're going to be able to do a lot of damage with that Fury Cutter there. So it's still always going to be a little bit manageable no matter what's going to go on. Take a look now at team number 9 here. We're going to have Credilli, we're going to have Golisopod, and we're going to have Dedenne. This is going to be, again, an interesting team here. We're going to have the lead that's going to be weak to a fighting type, and we're going to have 2 Pokemon in the back that can deal with it. The of course, the lead also is going to be kind of solid against ground type Pokemon. Same goes for our Scizor here of the Golisopod, which helps out the weakness of Dedenne. It's kind of, I feel like, a team that tries to set up Dedenne to sweep end game, which I feel like is a very smart idea. And so I do think that this team does work out quite well. Interesting legend team here though, for sure. Credilli is kind of bit more unusual, but it's still very solid there. Credilli is generally a very common Pokemon. And yeah, this team should most likely give you an interesting matchup there as well. Clodsai can be a bit tricky. Weezing doesn't really exist in the current meta. I do think that Weezing actually has some good potential in the current meta, by the way. Especially like with Overheat would be kind of a cool Pokemon to use. But yeah, let's move on to team number 10, where we will have also Dedenne. And again, the Dedenne Gligar core is really solid as well here. And that's why I think as well Quagsire is going to be the safe swap, Gligar is going to be the Pokemon in the back. Quagsire, yeah, just kind of is a very neutral Pokemon that you can run here. But basic Gligar, Dedenne is a perfect core together. It's a core that really helps each other out. The only weakness here, I guess, is Dusclops, but Dusclops is still neutral for your Dedenne. And so yeah, this is going to be a very solid team here again for yourself. Weakness is going to be Swampert, which is kind of still common nowadays. Like, definitely Swampert is a little bit more common this season. And the Abomasnow doesn't exist at all, but would be good against this team if someone would want to run it. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.